Hey Vinyl community, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in on another video. Today I'm going to talk about the newest release of FTD, which is the first in 2017, which is Elvis Speedway soundtrack. And also I'm going to show you what's inside this box. So it's going to be an interesting video, so let's do it. Alright guys, welcome back to RB's Final Corner. I think this is, what, episode 6 of 2017? So we're going strong. Today I'm going to review the newest LP, which is released by the Elvis Presley Collectors label, which is Follow the Dream. And this is the first release of 2017. And of course I'm talking about a beautiful record called Elvis Presley Speedway. And it says an original soundtrack companion. Alright, let me show you the original one first, just for reference purposes only. This is the original one that came out in 1967, I guess. Yes, 1967 is when the movie came out. And it's an interesting soundtrack because this is the last full soundtrack that appeared in Elvis Presley's record catalog. After the movie Speedway, they started focusing a little bit more on Elvis Presley's acting ability and a little less on his music. So the movies that came after this, although they contain some songs, they weren't enough for releases on soundtracks. So what happened to those songs is they appeared either as bonus tracks on other records, or they appeared on EPs, singles, or on budget compilations, mostly the Camden releases, which is a topic on its own, which I want to get back to in one of the future videos, because also the Camden release is pretty interesting here and there. This isn't a bad soundtrack at all. It's actually, it has some pretty good songs. So just let me go through them for now, alright? So we have the title track Speedway, which is just a typical Elvis movie, a title track, an opener. And then we have There Ain't Nothing Like a Song, very energetic rock song, which is a somewhat of a duet with Nancy Sinatra. Alright, and we all know Nancy Sinatra. I like her music very much. She has some very great songs in her catalog. And it's pretty unique that they got to play together and also sing together. Your Time Hasn't Come Yet Baby was actually the first single that came off this one, which is also an okay song. It's not a song that you skip because you don't like it. It's a pretty okay song. Who Are You, Who Am I? Small ballad. But He's Your Uncle, Not Your Dad. That's actually is the typical crap soundtrack song. That is absolutely stupid. It was also a very stupid scene in the movie. I just hated that scene. Really stupid. But now we go to another, to me, classic Elvis Presley song, Let Yourself Go. I really like that one. It's a really pumping, nice song. And we know that song, of course, because it also appeared in the '68 comeback special. But it was a scene where the famous Bordello scene, which was actually cut out from the original broadcast. But of course we all have the special DVD, the special edition, where they reinstated that scene, which is a pretty good song also in the '68 comeback special. But here it's the original version, and I like that song very much. Then, something unique, this is a song by Nancy Sinatra. This is the first time somebody else has a lead song on an Elvis Presley record, Let Your Groovy Self. I like that song very much. I also like the scene and her attitude in that scene. Then we go over to the 5 bonus songs that didn't appear in the movie. 5 Sleepy Hats was recorded for the movie, but didn't make it to the final cut. Which is actually 5 Sleepy Hats is a children's lullaby. And you can say what you want about those lullabies, but Elvis Presley really gave it an effort. It's a nice children's song and really good. His voice is very good there. And later, you might remember that maybe, it also appeared on a record which is called Elvis Sings for Children and Grown-Ups Too. Now let me tell you just a little bit about this. This is actually a collection of songs that would do very well as children's songs. But not necessarily they were children's songs. If we go to Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear, of course, it's not really a children's song, but other songs like Wooden Heart, Elvis played that in GI Blues with the puppets, so it's pretty much a children's song. Five Sleepy Heads appeared on the Speedway soundtrack. Puppet on a String is a love song, but you know, it all McDonald, of course, children's song. How Would You Like to Be, children's song. Cotton Candy Land, Big Boots, very nice, from GI Blues. And my father always used to say to me, and this is my earliest recollection of liking Elvis Presley music, when I was just a little baby, my father would always put this record on, and he always told me that when he put this on, I would always be quiet. So you can say that I'm an Elvis Presley fan since I was born. Anyway, and I don't want to drift away too much, but that Five Sleepy Heads is also on that record. Pretty nice one also. But again, all in all, and then we go to the other bonus songs, it's Western Union, which later would appear on For the Asking. I did a video on that one earlier on, so if you skip back to my videos, you can find it. Western Union, and then Mine, pretty nice ballad. Going Home, very nice song. I really like it. I suppose it's a beautiful ballad also. So all in all the songs together on this record makes this actually a pretty good soundtrack. Anyway, now we go back to Speedway, the soundtrack's companion. Now, just let us take a look at the sleeve first. It's a beautiful full-color picture of Elvis Presley taken in the time when the movie was shot. The flip side also has a beautiful picture of Elvis, and then the track list. So there are a lot of outtakes. What makes this one interesting is the side 4, where all the songs of the original soundtrack appears in mono. And you probably know that the mono version of the Speedway record is pretty hard to get at this point, so it's pretty expensive. So it's really nice to have all the mono cuts now with the FTD release. So there you go. So that's the flip side. We're going to take a look at the inside, and that's beautiful as always. It's a nice gatefold with a lot of liner notes and background story about the movie, and then of course some great pictures of Elvis together with Nancy Sinatra, of course. Really cool, right? The vinyl itself, like always, 180 grams, and with the original Nipper logo from RCA. All right, and that's Speedway, and a really nice record. I'm really happy with it. So this is the first vinyl record to be released in 2017. I am looking forward to the next one. I don't know what title that would be yet. It's very exciting and very to wait for that. And anyway, this is Speedway. Now, I was talking about in the intro of this video about the secret box. I was showing you what's inside that box, and I'm gonna show you that. I just pre-recorded a seal to reveal kind of a video, so I'm gonna unbox that box, gonna show you what's inside and talk to you about that later. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to thrift stores on a regular basis just to see if I can find nice, interesting records and CDs and DVDs and books, you know, and that kind of stuff. So at one of the local thrift stores, they also have cassette tapes, and I found a stash of sealed recordables. So I took that and I started making my own cassette tapes again. And then I also started to find some interesting pre-recorded tapes. And so again, slowly but surely, I start to develop a little love also for cassettes. And it's just the way it went, and it's pretty nice. It's not that I'm as passionate about it as vinyl records, and I'm certainly not intending to spend way too much money on these things. But if I can find nice bargains, or I bump into nice tapes, then I will certainly take them with me. So you have seen what's inside my box, and so I just wanted to take the little time to show you my my Elvis Presley cassette collection so far, together with the things I already found in thrift stores, together with the cassettes which were in this box, and I'm going to show you them right now. First, I'm going to show you some of the cassettes that I already found in thrift stores. Elvis Presley, right? Well, just Elvis Presley. I'm not going to go through all the other stuff. If you want to see the other stuff also, I'm going to show you in a future video. This is I Wish You a Merry Christmas, and I immediately took that. We have Elvis in Hollywood, Elvis Forever, which was a double LP, but appeared on a single cassette, and that was the beauty about cassettes back in the 70s, is that they have way more recording time than a vinyl record, of course. Here's another one I like. This is Elvis in the 70s, and this is a nice thing because I don't have this on vinyl, but I do have it on cassette now, right? Here's a beautiful one. I showed you that before. This is Elvis Words and Music. A really nice one. I really love this one. It's a really nice one. And this also cost me to get and hunt down the vinyl record. One of my earlier videos, you can see a review about this one. This is one I don't even have on vinyl. I do have it on CD, but this is the soundtrack to Double Trouble. But it will be soon added to my vinyl collection also. This is just a compilation, an RCA compilation, so it's an original one with some of the rock and roll songs, the 50s and early 60s songs. This is a $1 Million Quartet, Elvis Presley, Jerry Lewis, Carl Perkins and Johnny Cash, the famous $1 Million Quartet sessions at Sun Studios. This is just a budget compilation, Love Me Tender. Elvis Presley, Gospel, Folk and Blues. This is a K-Tel compilation. Don't have it on vinyl. And then here is a series that came out in the early 90s, I think. No, end of the 80s, 1987. This is Elvis, the Definitive Rock and Roll album. Then we have the Definitive Country album. And the Definitive Love album. So these are all theme albums. I have nice memories of those CDs. My grandmother had those CDs, and every time when I visited her, I played those CDs. Definitive Gospel album. Alright, those were the ones that I already had, and now I'm going to show you all the Elvis records, the cassettes that were stashed inside that box I just opened up. And here they are. It's a pretty nice stash. I'm going to start with some of the unofficial releases. Those are unofficial import cassettes, and I think they came from Saudi Arabia. I think, but I have to find out if that's true. Here is a Double Dynamite, which originally appeared as a Camden, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see the logo, but this says Dreams. I have no idea from which country that comes from. So it's a blue and white cassette, but obviously it's not an official one. It's unofficial. Here's another one from that same label, Dreams. It's called Rendezvous Elvis. And I think that's a French record, so maybe Dreams is also a French label, but I just don't know for sure. But again, it's the blue and white label on the cassette. And you can see that on the top, it's closed, so these are definitely unofficials. Alright, continue with some of the unofficials one. This one was stashed inside that box, but I think this is just a homemade one. This is just typed on a home machine, I think, and this is clearly just photo paper. So this is homemade. All right, Guitar Man. Then we have, this is just an official one, but it was released by a budget label. It sets performances, but this clearly is official release. Elvis 20 Golden Greats. Then we go over, and this is Greatest Hits Volume 2. Now this is another label, and I think this one is the one that came from Saudi Arabia. I don't know if you can see the logo. It says IMD. You can see that right here also. It's IMD, and they are on printed cassettes, but again closed on the top. You see that? So these are most probably, and I'm absolutely sure, by the way, that these are just unofficial releases. All right. So this is Greatest Hits Volume 2. Then we have 50,000 Fans Can't Be Wrong, which is of course Gold Records Records Volume 2. And again, from that same IMD label, it's also, by the way, it's etched on the cassette itself. IMD, again, printed, but with closed top. Continuing with that same series from IMD is Golden Records Volume 3. Again, you can see the logo there, and again, on a printed cassette. So, it's pretty interesting, by the way, to have this in the collection. Continuing with the same label, this is Golden Records 4. Again, printed on cassette. There you go. And these cassettes are in very good condition, really nice. Here is Moody Blue, also from the IMD label. This has a different, this has a sticker instead of a printed cassette. And again, closed on top. Right, but this is just the full album Moody Blue. And then this is an English compilation record that was released by the fan club. But this is then also the unofficial release in demand. I also have this on vinyl, but then the official release, of course. And again, this is not a printed, but this is a sticker on the cassette. So, so far the unofficial ones. Then we're going to continue with Camdens. This is an original Camden. This is a US mail. Again, print cassette, but this is just an original one. And another Camden, this is It's Now or Never. Another Camden, actually this was one of the first vinyl records I ever bought. The first three I ever bought on vinyl were the Camden of Return to Sender, and then you had Remember the King, and then this one, Heartbreak Hotel. So this is the Camden release of Heartbreak Hotel on cassette. Never heard of this one. This is this says The Great Rock and Roll Show Volume 2, and it has I think this is also a Camden release. You can see that Camden, the Elvis Collection Volume 3, and it looks like this is a somewhat of a re-release of one of the Camdens. I just don't know which one it is. Anyway, this is Elvis Presley Collection Volume 1. And this is actually a re-release of the Camden, the gospel record from Camden. And then Elvis Presley Collection Volume 2. And this is actually a re-release of the I Got Lucky Camden. Yes. Pretty sure about that. Oh yeah, it's printed on here. I Got Lucky. Yes. And then the other one, number 1, yeah, that was the gospel one, right? You'll Never Walk Alone. Yes. Okay, now here is Elvis Presley Collection Volume 3, and that's a re-release of. This has the song Confidence. How Would You Like to Be? This is Alright, I'm not sure which Camden it is. Doesn't really matter. But it's a re-release, absolutely. I'm gonna get back on those Camden releases in another video, alright? And this is volume 4, which is the Separate Ways album. And there you go. Now, let's continue, because there's some more stuff. Here we have a Telstar cassette, and it only has 6 songs on it, so I think that this one was released probably with a magazine or something, because it says hits and picks, so I think this was in combination with a magazine. It has 6 songs: Heartbreak Hotel, All Shook Up, It's Now or Never, Heartbreak Hotel, Jailhouse Rock, Are You Lonesome Tonight? Alright, so Telstar. This is a K-Tel compilation. This is Elvis Love Songs. Terrible cover, terrible cover. Showed you this one before, also from K-Tel. It just have a double right now at this point. This one is in a slightly better condition than the other one I showed you before. Here's one I really like. This is also from K-Tel. This is the Ultimate Performance. What they did is they took some songs from different concerts and put it together as it appears like being one Ultimate Performance. It's a really nice one. It really flows very well. Merry Christmas from Elvis Presley. This is an RCA release. Really nice. Another Christmas one. This is the Elvis Christmas album. Also from RCA. Then we have His Hand in Mine. Also official RCA. This is with the blue letters. Official. Original. This is Pictures of Elvis. This is from RCA International. It's just another compilation album containing some of the movie songs. And then last but least, another copy of the Elvis Forever one. Stashed inside that box were also a couple of other cassettes from other artists. Maybe I'm going to show you in one of the future videos. But so far, these are the Elvis Presley cassettes. I realize this became a pretty lengthy video, but nevertheless I hope you liked it. And I would like to see you back on one of my future videos. So until then, I say TCB, which means take care of business, and ciao.